What's up YouTube? I'm Vaughn and this is the Gear channel where we discuss collectibles, hobbies, bag games from tabletop to video games. And today we are back with another Edison format of our new Scourge deck versus Heroes. Now I have to tell you that this deck has been showing so much success and I love it. There's definitely no issues. There's definitely room for improvements of the deck, but we've been constantly tweaking it and now it's been having a really good success rate, and I love it. Like, I've been playing it constantly and we've been doing good. So this is definitely a very intense match that we're going to get into. So if you guys are enjoying it, definitely hit that subscribe button. So let's get started. Okay. So first we are going first, which is very nice. Our opening hand we have is Alchemist Battlefighter Invisible. If you guys not familiar, it's either you tribute a fairy or a fiend monster, well, light or dark, and it's either a spell canceller if you tribute a fairy, or it's a Jinzo if you tribute a dark fiend. Then we have Herald of Orange Light, Battlefighter. Our opponent has Return, Neos, Miracle Fusion, Gemini Spark, and Voltic, which is a very good card. So we're going to draw into the Shiny Angel. We're going to set it, pass to our opponent. They're going to go and summon, pass to us. We draw into Doom Caliber Knight, which is very good. We're going to tribute it to summon Invisible since we know our opponent plays Gemini Spark and Miracle Fusion. We're going to go and swing into it. So our opponent's going to draw Neos once again, set it. We draw into Herald Orange Light. We have Doom Caliber, swing with Doom Caliber, then swing with her Invisible. Our opponent is going to draw Starlight Road, not bad. We're going to set, summon, swing, suicide. We have no choice but to take it. We draw into Prison. We're going to summon the Alchemist, use the effect, gain the 18. Since our opponent put backward with Scare Mirror Force, so we're going to put in defense and swing with 18. Then we're going to set. Then we're going to pass. Our opponent draw into Trap Sun. Now we're actually even more scared because there's more back row. So now we're going to go use the effect once again, increase the attack, swing, and then we're going to go and set. But the issue is we should have actually put the Invisible into attack mode now since the defense is pretty weak. We're going to blind Dust Tornado. They're going to go Trap Stun. We're like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. They go and summon their Porcupine over there. That's going to gain the attack and it's going to get over because it's at 17. Now they're going to use their Miracle Fusion to go and summon Absolute Zero. All right, next off, we're going to go draw into Heavy Storm, which is quite nice. We're going to go and shotgun it. They're going to go Starlight Road. We're like, that kind of hurts just a little bit. Next, we're going to go and use the Alchemist, I believe, to go and banish, and then we're going to pray into defense and pass to our opponent. Our opponent draws into Call of the Haunted, but first they're going to go Miracle Fusion to go and summon another Absolute, which is going to blow up a board once again, but triggering Alchemist. So we're going to get our Chaos Caius over there, and then they're going to go and swing. We're going to prison it. Then they're going to attack with Stardust, but we're going to battle Fader that card. Next, we're going to go and draw Solemn Judgment, which is very nice. We're going to tribute to go and banish, and then our opponent's thinking, what's what we're going to do? We're going to go and swing. Our opponent's going to use Return because they have no other monsters in the graveyard. So look at that. They're pretty low. So if they top deck another Miracle, they don't really have that much options. So they're going to use it, and because they don't have that much option, we're going to have no choice but to pass. So we're definitely going to pass to rebanish everything, but they're going to Gemini Spark and draw a card. Oh, Emergency right there. They're going to draw again, and Honest, which is a very good card. So they're going to go and I believe Emergency, get the Alias, and then they're going to go and summon and then swing for 19. We have no choice but to take it. They're going to call the Haunted to get the Voltage and then attack for 1,000, which is going to trigger the spell summon. But we're definitely going Herald of the Orange like that because we don't want them to have too many bodies at the moment. So we're going to draw into Doom Caliber Knight, which is quite good. We're going to summon it, swing, and then hopefully for suicide, but the Honest is going to say no, and our Doom Caliber is going to negate it, and pass to our opponent once again. Okay, so now they drew into Deep Sea Diva, and then they're going to swing. We draw into Sanjay, which is quite good. We're going to go and just set it, and then they're going to attack, and then we're going to add. And the card that we're going to add is a Shiny Angel. So it definitely causes a lot of deck thinning, so it's a good card. So we draw into Herald of Purple Light, which is also a very good card. So they're going to go summon the Deep Sea Diva. We won't summon Judgment that because we want them to waste some resources. So they're going to go and summon the Brionic, and then we're going to summon Judgment that. So now we don't have to worry about Brionic for the rest of the game. So now we have MST, that's going to MST that, and then pass to our opponent. They draw into Trap Dust Shoe. We're like, fine. We're going to set the Torrential, pass to our opponent. They have Future Fusion. They're going to activate it. We're like, that kind of hurts a bit. So they're going to send. So right now they have Mirror Force and Trap Dust Shoe, which is quite good. So we're going to go and draw. Okay, we draw into Endrise, which if you guys are not familiar, it's a Chaos Sorcerer with higher like removal like cost to like summon it. So it's 3 like fairy monsters and 1 dark fiend monster, which seems pretty expensive, but this deck could get them very easily into the graveyard, and it's very fast paced, and it has the similar effect as Chaos Sorcerer, banish a face-up monster, but it cannot attack the same turn. So we won't summon it yet. So we're going to go and draw, and we draw into a Sky Scourge, which is very good. So we're going to actually go and summon it. And since we are negating spell cards now, we're pretty much all set. So we're going to go and swing, and we have the purple light to get rid of the trap card and pass to our opponent. Our opponent is trying to summon it, but he cannot because it's negated Future Fusion. And if you guys are not familiar, Future Fusion has to be still on the field and not negated for you to resolve it. So I know a lot of people was like, "Yo, it's a lingering effect." It's like, doesn't matter. It cannot be negated. If it's negated by Spell Counselor or Sky Scourge over here, you won't be able to resolve it. Just simple as that. So we draw into Sky Scourge and Rise, and just to be safe, we're just going to go and swing. So we're not going gamble just in case of a Tarantula or anything like that. And we're going to see they have Solid Row and Boundless, which is quite good. Now we're going into game 2, which is going to be very intense because this has been showing to be a very back and forth match so far. Our opening hands, we have Solemn Judgment, Sandgen, Shiny Angel, Pulling the Rug, and Mirror Force. Pulling the Rug is the side card, and they have Miracle Fusion, Dimension Prison, Future Fusion, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Neos once again. So they draw into Reinforcements, which is definitely a really good card. So they're going to go to the Stratos, go get the Ocean, and then they're going to use Future Fusion to go and start sending everything. So pretty good. Then pass. Okay, so our only play, we don't really have much. We're going to go and just set and then pass. And they go Blind MST, which was Pulling the Rug, which we're like, okay. But it kind of sucks because now that Ocean is really going to take advantage of the Stratos. So then we're going to use Chaos Caius to go get rid of the Future Fusion because they're very close of actually summoning the Absolute once again, and we didn't want to deal with it. But they are doing a combo, which is definitely a bigger nuisance. So they're going to go and return the Stratos on the field, and they have to resummon it. And then we're like, oh, I wish we had the Pulling the Rug. Because Solemn Judgment, maybe we should have Solemn Judgment it and then like be safe and then hope that their Ocean attacks so then they can't continue with the play. But you know what? We had no choice. So we're going to go and do that. So they're going to return once again, and then they're going to go and summon it. And this time we're going Solemn Judgment. So yeah. So our opponent is going to go and just pass, but we're going to use our Alchemist to go and get our guy at 18. Then we're going to swing, but Prison is going to deal with that very easily. Now they're going to use the effect, so get the Stratos, add to hand, and are they going to summon it? Yes, they do. Then they're going to use the effect to pop once again. Then they're going to use Miracle Fusion, which makes us like, oh my god, we are in big trouble over here, guys. So Sanjay is going to add a Battle Fader, so an extra Battle Fader just in case, because we could definitely start like going through a deck and getting the key cards that we need. So we're going to go and set the Shiny Angel. Our opponent is going to return the Absolute Zero, which is insane. So they're going to wipe our board, which kind of sucks because there you go. And yes, in this format, cards that were returned to the extra deck would still trigger. Okay, it's only after like I believe with like Reborn Tengu that it starts switching. But yeah, so they get Bionic and then they're going to go and return it, but Battle Fader gets banished, which I'm not 1000% sure. If you guys know 1000% sure that Battle Fader will get banished, even return to the hand, definitely comment it down below. Okay, we go draw into the Chaos Sorcerer, and yes, we are going Prio. We have no choice but to Prio this with ease, and we're going to target that Stardust. Now, he does the coolest play ever, which is Chain Torrential Tribute, and then chain the Stardust Dragon. So then at the end phase, the Stardust Dragon gets back. So our banish cost, like target, just gets removed. And I thought that was a very smart play. That was like, oh my god, it was beautiful. Yeah, so we definitely admitted defeat because after doing a play like that, like, oh, you have no choice. Okay, next opening hand, we're starting first once again. We have Royal Oppression, Shining Angel, Traptasu, Dimension Prison, and Caius, which I keep on calling Chaos, but it's okay. If you hear me say Chaos, it's referring to this guy. And then our Warrior Oppression is actually a side deck card, which is a very good card, and doesn't really conflict with the deck, which is nice. So Honest, Starlit Row, Mystical Space Typhoon, and Prison and Voltic is what's in our opponent's opening hand, which is a very good hand. We draw into Herald of Purple Light, which is very good. So we want to start setting everything, and yeah, they draw into Reinforcement. We're going to go Trap Death Shoe, go and get back that Honest, because that's the most threatening card to make the Voltic, and since it's gone, that Voltic is not being so strong at the moment, because Voltic is a really troublesome recurring card. So they're going to go and swing. We're going to use or Shining Angel to go and get a Dimension Alchemist. Now we're going to go and draw. Now we have a few options what to do, and I think the best play would be actually to do the Kai, so we won't trigger the Alchemist, so we're going to go and banish, then we're going to set, and then pass to our opponent. Opponent's going to set. We're going to go and draw, and then we get Doom Caliber Knight. Now I feel comfortable, but it's okay. They're going to Boundless it, which kind of sucks a bit. Okay, they're going to set the Heavy Storm. We draw into Pulling the Rug, which is quite good. Maybe we shouldn't have set it, but it's okay. Our opponent goes, flips the Neos. Then they're going to go and swing. And yes, the Battle Fatal, because we want to get more resources in the graveyard. Now we have an option. We could summon the Sky Scourge, or we could use it as like a target for the Herald of Purple Light, which I believe we're just going to pass just in case. They go into Heavy Storm. Then they chain the Starlight Road, but we're chaining the Royal Oppression, which is going to negate the Starlight Road and pretty much clean the board. So thank you to the opponent for doing that. So they go and set one card, which is kind of scary a bit, but it's okay. So now we're going to go and swing. Our opponent goes Dimension Prison. We have no choice but to activate it. And now just for follow-up, we have to go and set that card. Our opponent draws into the Honest, okay, which we pair back, which is kind of like a nuisance. So now they're going to go in Honest. We're going to take the 1,000. They're going to spell summon the Stratos and then trigger the effect of the Stratos, which is not the greatest for us, but you know what? We have no choice but to do. So they get the Neros over there. They're going to swing, and we're going to go and trigger the effect of Doom Caliber Knight, of Alchemist to get the Doom Caliber Knight. They're going to set card, and then we draw into Pulling the Rug, which is quite good. So we're going to go and swing. And just to let you know, when it comes to Counter Trap and Doom Caliber Knights, okay? Doom Caliber Knight is a mandatory effect, so that it will always go first. So if you have like Pulling the Rug or Divine Wrath, okay, and Doom Caliber Knight is on the field, Doom Caliber Knight will always go first, because optional like counter traps will be a secondary choice. So when it comes with those two, they kind of conflict a little bit, but it's still good for an extra follow-up play just in case. So they get Miracle Fusion, and they go and they start swinging. Do they have any water monsters, actually? Let me see over here. Okay, so they have no water monsters, so that Miracle Fusion is dead at the moment. So they're going to go in Suicide, and then we're going to take 18 once again. Okay, we draw into Dimension Prison, which is very good. They draw into Fossil Dino, which is also very good. They're going to swing for 18. We're going to banish that card, so we don't have to deal. They go into Emergency, get Ocean. Now we're like, okay. So we're going to go and draw, and look what we draw into our Chaos Sorcerer over here, which is very, very good. So we're going to go and banish the 4, summon, and then definitely just banish that with like no hesitation whatsoever, okay? So our opponent is going to go and just set and pass. We're going to go and attack because we have no choice. And yeah, that's going to kill that. We're going to set the return and pass to our opponent. Our opponent drew into Future Fusion, which is right, quite good. So they're going to go and use the effect, and then they're going to send. So now they have a water monster in the graveyard. Then they're going to go Diva. We're going to go Pulling the Rug on that. They're going to go Miracle Fusion, which we have no choice but to take. Okay, and just waiting for the opponent. So they're going to attack for 25. We have no choice but to take it because it's not smart to use return. We draw into Herald of the Orange Light. Now the pro plays are going to happen. Now this is very important, because one thing that I found out is because when playing with a lot of gold decks and Dimension Fusions, I've seen people leaving like an option in the banish. But yeah, we're going to find out that you have to spell summon all monsters that are banished. So that was one thing that we were trying to find out. And same thing, like it wasn't an issue, because even like for the Future Fusion over there, like with the ruling ring for the judge, we were waiting for the negation. So as soon as like the judge confirmed it, we were all said that it had to. So this kind of changes the strategy a little bit. So now we're going to go and use our Alchemist to go and banish. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to go and summon the Herald because I was debating what can we potentially produce, and I needed something to actually clear my opponent's board. So we're going to go and make a level 7, use Black Rose, and then Alchemist is going to trigger, gain back the Battle Fader. Maybe it would have been nice if we drew, like, banish something better than Battle Fader. And they draw into Nobleman. We drew into Doom Caliber Knight. Okay, this is being a very tight game, guys. So we're going to attack for 19, pass to our opponent. They drew into Miracle Fusion, which is bit of an issue. So they're going to go summon it, and then they're going to go and attack. We're going to take 600, leaving us at 350, which is insane. We draw into Enrise, which is amazing because we still have a Chaos Sorcerer in our deck too. So we're going to go banish and then banish that. So we're pretty much all set from there. Our opponent draws into Hero Blast, which is a definitely nuisance of a card. So we're going to summon the Doom Caliber Knight, attack. They're going to go Hero Blast, which is going to pop our Doom Caliber Knight, which is awful, but it's okay. Then they're going to draw into Penguin Soldier, summon the Neros, and then we have no choice but to Battle Fader. In case if we draw into one of the Tribute Summon monsters, hopefully we do. No, it's a Shining Angel. We're going to set it past our opponent. They're going to Nobleman cross out, and then reveal that they have a monster to also attack per game. Guys, that was an intense match, and I hope this video isn't so long, but I think that was like the most incredible matches. We've been having a lot of success with this deck, but this was like one of the best matches I have ever had. And I think it's about time we show you the awesome deck list. And here is our Sky Scourge deck. Now I have to tell you, this deck is awesome. Now, there's key things that you have to know. One, it's a very controlled deck, okay? So you're not really splitting the board. You are being very cautious, and there are some cool interaction with each of the cards. Now, I know some of you might think like, oh, Doom Caliber Knight might conflict a bit. It's like, no, it does not. It actually complements the deck quite a bit. It's a Dark Fiend that it's easy to get into the graveyard, but since we are playing Alchemist, we can actually recycle it back to hand since Doom Caliber cannot be spell summoned. So there's a lot of cool interactions that you could do. One of the key cards I have to point out is Imbecile, because Imbecile is either a spell counselor or a Jinzo. So this actually changes quite a bit, and if you have awesome support like the Heralds like with it, it just adds an additional bonus to it. Like, we're only playing 2 Enrise and 1 Chaos Sorcerer, but the thing is that Chaos Sorcerer is a very good card. I do really love it a lot. It's cheaper to summon, but it doesn't have as much as alternative options as Enrise does, because Enrise could also be like, you know, a cost for itself, while Chaos Sorcerer is not a cost for banish for anyone else for the summoning condition, but it could also be used for the Heralds as well. So I'm actually debating of actually just bring a third one instead of the Chaos Sorcerer. The only thing I like about the Chaos Sorcerer is the defense, to be very honest. Now, the reason why we're not playing Nolaras is because I wanted to keep the Sky Scourge as like intended, and Nolaras sends everything, so we won't be able to actually trigger the Alchemist with the effect. So it had a bit of a conflict like for us, because if we were drawing the one card, yes, it would be as much as a grind game as our opponent, so it's not really a good match. Unless if we just want like a beater, then sure, why not? It would be nice to have, but I don't think it's that good for the specific build. But definitely our key card is actually the Imbecile. It's been amazing, no complaints whatsoever, and I really do love this deck. Just remember to play as like control pace as possible. I know we have like return, but even with return, this is how it is. Now, we were playing Gorus, because Gorus, when it's summoned, it gets a token, which is a Life Fairy, which seems like ideal that it gives you 2 options for Imbecile. But the issue is that it did conflict a bit with like the spell and trap cards and the follow-up play. So like, this is why I had to take it out. And so far, there has been no regret. The deck has been even more consistent, so I do really like it. One thing I want to point out is the side deck. So love everything in the side deck. Doesn't conflict with anything. So let me tell you, one thing that's cool is like the Sirocco. This deck murders Blackwings. That's not even funny, okay? Like trap cards, like heavy trap stuff, like this thing has a good advantage. You have Sirocco, like support with like the Heralds. It's like just insane. Cyber Dragon's good. Pulling the rug is very good. The Royal Decree are starting to show not to be too necessary, so I might actually change that. And also, Warrior Oppression is really good. It doesn't conflict, because I know, like, yes, it might restrict like a few of the stuff, like Chaoses, the Battle Fader, but we do a lot of like recycling with Alchemist, so, and Tribute Summoning, so we could actually rely quite far like on royal oppression without being hurt by it. And the Starlight Road, I'm actually debating of taking it out because it's a very controlled deck. So a lot of our plays is like one monster, one back row, and we're not really exceeding more than that. So it's been showing to be a very dead card in most of our matches. But besides that, I think the deck is amazing. I do recommend you guys to try it. And if you guys did enjoy today's video, you know what to do. Like and subscribe. And if you guys have some awesome replays that you want me to review here on the channel, you can follow me on my Facebook group page and private message me, and I'll get started right away. Till next time, I'm Vaughn, and this was the Gear Channel.